guys, this is Mama Faizan and you guys are watching Premiere Up. So this is a new tutorial inspired by the Arsacre 5 sword theme. So let's dive into it. First, let's preview what we are going to do in this video. While editing this video, I just hit 2k subscribers, so I have surprise for you guys. So stay tuned with the video. At the end of this video, you will find out something very special. Okay, start by creating a new sequence. These are the values of my sequence. It is a 1 by 1 sequence and the duration of the sequence is 15 seconds. Hit OK, and now these are the assets which I am going to use in this project. First, I am going to drag this background JPG in the sequence and I'm going to scale it up. Okay, now select the sword and put it on top of the background and adjust it right here. Okay, now open its transform properties and scale it up and drag it down in the Y position. Okay, now select this flower and put it in the timeline below the sword and scale it down by pressing S. Set it here. Duplicate the flower by pressing Ctrl plus D and adjust it here below the header. Okay, now select this flower again and duplicate it, put it on top of the sword and drag it here on top of the handle and scale it down a bit. After this, I am going to apply another flower right here. Drag and drop on top of the sword and scale it down. Adjust it here. The scale is too wide, just make a little smaller. Now duplicate this flower again by pressing Ctrl plus D and adjust it here and scale it up. Okay, after this press P, open position parameters and adjust it here. Now make a keyframe on position, go a few frames forward and set it here at the center. Now go few frames forward again and set it here. Now select the keyframes, right click, go to keyframe interpolation and select this to Bezier and hit OK. Now you will see these lines beside the path and make this kind of curve. Now select this flower again and press R, make a keyframe on a rotation, go at 10 seconds and make another keyframe. Now at this point, set its value to 2 rotations. Press Shift plus P to visible the keyframes and adjust the position last keyframe with the last keyframe of rotation. After this, select these keyframes and drag them a bit forward. If I play this animation from here, as you can see, the flower is moving very slow, and if I play it from start, the flower is moved very fast. Okay, now I'm going to import this flower and adjust it here. Now press S and scale it down right here. After this, I add this overlay with the chromatic aberration effect. Just put it in the timeline and scale it up a little bit. After this, select the layer and click on this white dot and adjust it here and rotate it. Now set its blending mode to screen and duplicate this layer and set the duplicated layer here. Now to remove the harsh edges, select the rectangle tool and create a mask like this. Press Shift plus F and increase the feather to remove the harsh edges. After this, select this mask and copy it and paste on the duplicated layer and unhide the layer. Now to remove the colors from the stars, apply tint effect in both layers. Now you can see the brightness of stars is too high. I'm going to reduce their brightness by just simply reducing their opacity. Select the layer, press T and reduce the opacity up to 60 or 62. Repeat the same process with this layer. Set its opacity to 61 or 62. Okay, now create a new adjustment layer by pressing Ctrl, Alt and Y and rename it to curves and apply curves on it on the adjustment layer. Reduce the shadows and increase the highlights. After this, it will give us a old rusty look. As you can see that the contrast of the image is now looking very high, where you can see the difference if I turn off the curves and back turn it on. Very clear difference. Okay, now create a new adjustment layer again and by this time rename it to look. And apply looks from Red Giant Universe and click on edit. And I'm going to use my custom presets which is this one, PHS1. So and hit OK. Okay, after applying look, create a new adjustment layer and by this time rename it to film and apply film effect. And I'm going to apply my custom film preset. This is also available in the project file. Okay, now create a new adjustment layer again by pressing Ctrl, Alt and Y and rename it to camera lens blur and apply camera lens blur effect. Now set the value of blur radius to 0 because I don't want to blur it. In the highlight section, just increase the value of gain up to 35 or 37 and increase value of threshold to its maximum value 255. Now create a new adjustment layer again and apply noise effect. Set the value of noise to 7 and rename this layer to noise. Now create a new adjustment layer again and rename it color grid. Apply lumetri colors. Okay, now open the basic corrections. In the basic correction, set the temperature to -7. Now open the creatives and choose the LUT which is the SL big steel and set its intensity to 58 or 60. Right now I'm using certain values because I don't want to create this tutorial 4 hour long. Okay, create a new adjustment layer again and rename it KOC which is chromic aberration. Apply chromic aberration 3. In the transform, set its position value to 1.5. Now create a new adjustment layer again and rename it to CC vignette and apply vignette effect. And increase the amount of vignette. Click on the center icon and set it here, right here, because I want text here. So this part need to be look darker. Now select the text tool by pressing Ctrl T and type your text and adjust it. I'm going to use this metallic text effect. I already made a tutorial on it. I will put the video in the outro. Change the font to this Kenzel decorative and scale it down. After this, select the text layer and select the pen tool and create this kind of rectangle mask. Open the mask and select the mask tool and invert it. Now while selecting the mask, press Shift plus F to open its feather properties and increase the feather up to 62 or 65. After this, select the letter K and increase its size so that it's build a audience focus. As you can see, I am increasing the size of text, not the text layer size. Okay, after this, I'm going to duplicate this text layer and put it below and drag this text right here, and I'm going to rename it to my channel name and select the text and change its font. Select this text layer and decrease its size to 22 and put it here. After this, I am going to animate the text. Select this text layer. Using text evo 2, I am going to use this PH right animation preset. Press U to visible the keyframes, and this is how our text animations look like. Okay, in the effects and control panel, in text evo preset, I'm going to set it delay to 5 and set this text layer here. Change their labels so that I can easily recognize them, so I can easily locate them. And drag this text layer a bit forward. Now using same preset, I am going to animate this text layer. Press U to visible the keyframes and put them at the start. Now create a new solid by pressing Ctrl Y. Okay, select this color, copy the color code and this color called deep royal blue, and set its blending mode to classic color dodge, and this is how our scenes look like. As you can see the difference clearly. Okay, after this, create a new black solid layer and rename it to Do Not Turn On. After this, apply fractal noise effect on it. Increase the contrast and decrease the brightness. Okay, at -77, its brightness is looking good. Now I'm going to change its evolutions to +72. Now create a new adjustment layer and rename it to fractal blur. And apply camera lens blur effect. Now in the blur map, set the layer to Do Not Turn On and set the source to effects and mask. And now turn off this layer. Okay, select this blur layer and increase the blurriness. It will affect only the white area in the black solid layer where the fractal noise is. Increase the value of blur radius to 7, and in the highlight, increase the gain value to 9. And if I zoom it in the timeline, as you can see, it only affects where the noise is. And if I turn it, you can see the difference clearly. The blur is only affecting the noise area, not the full video. Now create a new adjustment layer one more time and rename it to Controller and apply transform effect. After this, what I'm going to do is accept the adjustment and solid layers, select all other layers and pair them with the controller. Now if I move the controller, all these layers will move along with the controller. Now open the controller transform properties and create a keyframe on position, scale and rotation. Go at 10 seconds and drag these keyframes at 10 seconds. Set the rotation value to -28. Set the scale to 190, both X and Y. After adjusting the scale, set its position to center manually. Or I can use its certain values, 500 by 500. This is how it will look like. As you can see the preview. Okay, after this I am going to create certain drops in scale. So with help of motion tools I am going to create a null object. Make sure you have selected the controller. Go at 1 second and make a keyframe on the scale. Go a few frames forward and decrease the scale to 85. Select the keyframes, press F9, go to graph editor and make this kind of graph. It will give us a certain scale drop. Okay, now create a new null object again. One more thing, if you don't have these motion tools, you can just create a new null object by right clicking new and null object and parent link this controller with the new null object. Okay, now select this controller. I'm going to make a keyframe on its position and scale. Go a few frames forward and create a keyframes on there. And now just copy these values. Set the Y value to 680 and scale to 90. Select all the keyframes, press F9, go to graph editor and make this kind of graph so that it will give us a sudden position changes. Now create a new adjustment and rename it to camera lens blur and apply camera lens blur effect from my custom presets. Select these keyframes and drag them backward right here. Now copy the keyframes and paste them here and also paste them here. Now select the controller, press U to visible the keyframes. Select the keyframes, press F9, go to graph editor and make this kind of graph. And now if I play it without the camera lens, this is how it will look like. Okay, after this, close all layer properties and turn back camera lens layer on. Now create a new adjustment layer. Now it's time to create snowfall and apply CC snowfall. And just copy these settings. Set scale to 14.99. Set its speed to 150. Now create a new adjustment layer and rename this layer to snowfall. Now select the new adjustment layer and rename it to posterized time and apply posterized time effect on. Set the frame rate to 14. One more tip, if your PC is low end, you can just press Ctrl K and set your composition's frame rate to 14. And this is how it will look like. I hope you guys like the video. Okay, I will put the link of this project file in description. You will download it from Patreon for free. Enjoy. See you guys in the next video. Gracias.